We've come a long way. We've cleaned up our space. We've practiced the 5-second rule to silence the voice of procrastination. And we've committed to a non-zero day, the promise that we will never again let a single day pass without making a deposit into our future. But today is different. Today is about the ultimate act of discipline, the most powerful battle you will ever fight. I'm talking about the first hour of your day. The dawn is a quiet, profound moment. The world is still sleeping. The noise, the endless, chaotic noise of the world, it hasn't yet begun. And in that stillness, in that silence, lies your greatest opportunity. You see, the person who wins the first hour of the day is the person who wins the entire day. This isn't just about waking up early. It's about waking up with a plan. It's about taking that beautiful empty canvas of a new day and painting the masterpiece you want it to be before the world can come in and splatter mud all over it. Think about it. For most people, the day begins in a state of reaction. The alarm goes off, and the very first thing they do is reach for their phone. And in that single unconscious action, they have already handed over their power. They have opened the door to a flood of emails, notifications, social media updates, all of which are screaming for their attention. They are surrendering their morning, their mental clarity, their focus to the priorities of other people. They are allowing their day to be dictated rather than designed. You cannot build an extraordinary life from a reactive mindset. You have to be proactive. You have to be the one in control. So today, your first mission, the very first act of a non-zero day is to resist the urge. When that alarm sounds, when your eyes open to the new light, do not reach for that phone. You need to create a deliberate space between sleep and the onslaught of the world. That space, that precious little window, is where you win the day. That's where you lay the foundation. That's where you begin the work of becoming the person you were always meant to be. The first step is just to breathe, to stand up, to move your body, even just a little. When you've been lying down all night, your body is in a state of rest. It needs a gentle wake-up call, a simple stretch, a walk to the kitchen, a deep breath of fresh air. These are not just physical acts. They are a declaration. They are your way of saying, I am here, I am present, I am ready. And the very act of moving, it starts to get the blood flowing. It begins to clear the mental fog. It prepares you for the battle ahead. Next, I want you to hydrate. Before you do anything else, before you pour the coffee, before you think about breakfast, I want you to drink a full glass of water. Think of your body as a garden. And after a long, dry night, it needs to be watered. It's a simple act, but it's an incredibly powerful one. It flushes out the toxins. It kickstarts your metabolism. It gives you a clean slate on a physiological level. And it's an act of care, an act of self-respect. You are telling your body, you are telling your temple that you value it. And what you value, you will nurture. Then, and this is where the real work begins, I want you to get your mind right. We've talked about the importance of purpose. We've talked about your goals. But in the first hour of the morning, you have to bring those goals to the forefront. You have to reconnect with your vision. This is your time to sit, to be still, to meditate, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Close your eyes and visualize your day. See yourself winning. See yourself tackling the hard task. See yourself overcoming the obstacles. This isn't just some fluffy New Age practice. This isn't just some fluffy New Age practice. This is a profound act of mental preparation. You are literally programming your mind for success. You are creating a mental map for the day, and you are telling your brain exactly where you need to go before the distractions of the world can lead you astray. And after you visualize, you have to write it down. You have to commit to it. I want you to open your journal or your notepad, and I want you to write down the one thing, the single most important task that you absolutely must get done today. Not a list of 20 things, not a list of 5 things, just one. This is what the great author Brian Tracy calls eating the frog. It's the idea that if you eat the ugliest, most difficult frog first thing in the morning, everything else you have to do all day is going to taste a lot better. That one thing, that one task you've been putting off, that's the one you tackle. Now, when your willpower is at its highest, when your mind is at its clearest, when the world is at its quietest, think about the feeling of accomplishing that one hard thing before the sun has even reached its peak. You walk into your day with the victory already in your pocket. That's a feeling of momentum that cannot be bought. That's a feeling of self-respect that cannot be faked. And that feeling of accomplishment, it becomes the fuel for the rest of your day. It gives you the confidence to tackle the next thing and the next and the next. It creates a domino effect of success. The first hour of your day, it's a war. And the enemy is cunning. The enemy is distraction. It comes in the form of a buzzing notification, a breaking news alert, an urgent email from your boss. But here's the secret. Here's the beautiful, beautiful truth. The war on distraction, it's a battle you have to win on your own terms. You have to preemptively strike. You have to build a fortress around your focus. That fortress is your morning routine. It's your deliberate choice to be the master of your mind, not a slave to it. Now let's talk about the science behind this. Our willpower, it's not an infinite resource. It's like a muscle. And just like any muscle, it gets tired with use. Every time you make a decision, every time you resist an urge, every time you choose the hard path over the easy one, you're flexing that willpower muscle. And if you start your day by immediately facing a barrage of tiny decisions, what to wear, what to eat, what to answer in an email, you're already depleting that resource before the most important work has even begun. But when you create a routine, a series of actions that are automatic, you are conserving that willpower for the tasks that truly matter. You are using your morning to prime your brain for success, not to exhaust it with 1,000 tiny battles. You are putting the most important things first when your mental energy is at its absolute peak. The people who live an extraordinary life, they are not superhuman. They don't have more hours in the day than you do. They simply understand a fundamental truth of the human condition. And that truth is we are a creature of habit. We are a creature of routine. And the person who controls their routine controls their life. The person who controls their habits controls their destiny. And let's be real, the world is not designed to help you with this. The world is designed to steal your attention, to bombard you with information, to keep you in a state of constant reaction. And that's why you have to be deliberate. That's why you have to be a savage. You have to say, no, not today, not in my first hour, not in my first moment. You have to create a sacred space, a sacred time just for you, just for your purpose, just for your vision. It's a morning routine. It's not a list of things you have to do. It's a statement about who you are. It's a statement that says, I am a person who is committed. I am a person who is disciplined. I am a person who is in control of my own life. It's an act of radical self-care, a rejection of the comfortable, a rejection of the average. It's the moment you stop hoping and start doing. And listen, I know what some of you are thinking. E.T., I'm not a morning person. I'm too tired. My kids wake up early. I hear you loud and clear, but I want you to reframe that. You are not a morning person yet. You're not too tired. You are simply a victim of your current habits. The alarm goes off and your mind immediately gives you 100 reasons to stay in bed. It tells you that it's okay, that you'll do it later, that you'll do it tomorrow. That's the voice of weakness. That's the voice that has been robbing you of your potential for far too long. Today, we silence that voice. We do not negotiate with it. We do not listen to it. We get up, we stand up, and we get to work. The non-zero day we talked about yesterday. It begins here. It begins in the first hour. You can't have a non-zero day if your day begins with a lie that you'll do it later. You have to start with a deposit. You have to start with a win. And the biggest, most fundamental win is simply to get out of bed with a purpose, to take that first step and to own it. The difference between who you are today and who you want to be, it's not a chasm. It's a series of small intentional steps. And the most important of those steps is the one you take in the morning. When the world is still asleep, when the excuses are still quiet, when the distractions are still at bay, that is your moment. That is your time to build the foundation, to set the tone, to become the architect of your own destiny. And I'm going to tell you something. The feeling of accomplishment that you get from this is going to be addictive. It's going to be the kind of addiction that changes your life. It's going to be the kind of addiction that pulls you out of bed on a cold, dark morning before your alarm even goes off. Because once you get a taste of what it feels like to be in control, once you get a taste of what it feels like to have a win in your pocket before 8 a.m., you're going to want that feeling all the time. You're going to chase that feeling. And that chase, that's what we call a life of purpose. That's what we call a life of fulfillment. Think about the domino effect of a bad morning. You hit snooze, you wake up late, you're rushing, you grab your phone and you get lost in social media, you're stressed, you skip breakfast, you get in the car and the traffic is bad, you get to work and you're already behind and it's not even 9 a.m. yet, and the whole day is just a state of reaction, a state of catching up, a state of feeling like you're drowning. That is a 0 day waiting to happen. That is a life of regret in the making. The non-zero day, the day of purpose, begins with a non-zero morning. It begins with a declaration. It begins with a fight. And that fight, it's the most important fight of your life. It's the fight against your own weakness. It's the fight against your own comfort. It's the fight against the seductive lie that there's always tomorrow. But tomorrow is not promised. All you will ever have is right now. And right now, the sun is coming up. And it's time to get to work. It's your morning routine. It's your ritual of power. It's the act that says, I will not let my day be determined by a feeling. I will not let my day be determined by a notification. I will not let my day be determined by a circumstance. It's your way of saying, I am the master of my own universe. And when you say that, when you truly, truly believe that, when you back it up with a small intentional action, your entire reality starts to shift. The world around you doesn't change, but your ability to navigate it, your ability to conquer it, it becomes unstoppable. So what's your plan? What's the one thing you are going to do right now that you've been putting off? What's that one ugly frog you need to eat? The one difficult conversation you need to have? The one project you need to start? The one uncomfortable email you need to send? I want you to put your eyes on that thing. And I want you to say, not today, procrastination. Not today, laziness. Today, I get to work. This is also a lesson in pre-planning. The battle for your morning is actually won the night before. This isn't just about what you do when the sun rises. It's about what you do when the sun goes down. Before you go to bed, I want you to take 5 minutes and set yourself up for victory. Lay out your workout clothes so there's no excuse to skip the gym. Pack your lunch so you don't have to waste time in the morning. Write down the one major task you need to accomplish tomorrow so you wake up with a purpose. This is called creating a frictionless environment. When you remove all the tiny points of resistance, it becomes effortless to do the right thing. You're not relying on willpower alone. You're setting yourself up to win before the game even starts. You are stacking the deck in your favor. And I promise you, if you commit to this, if you commit to winning your morning for the next 30 days, your life will be unrecognizable. Your focus will be sharper. Your energy will be higher. Your progress will be faster. And the person you become, the person who is the master of their own morning, that person is unstoppable. That person is the kind of person who makes things happen. That person is the kind of person who changes the world. So get ready. The time for talking is over. The time for dreaming is over. The time for excuses is over. It's time to get to work. It's time to become the architect of your own destiny. It's time to win your morning. Let's go. And I want to talk about something deeper about the spiritual side of this. Your morning routine. It's a form of gratitude. It's a way of saying thank you for the gift of a new day. You're not just getting up to work. You're getting up to honor the life you've been given. You're getting up to show the universe and yourself that you're not going to waste it. You're not going to squander this precious gift on distraction and laziness. You're going to use it to build, to create, to serve. That's a powerful, powerful feeling. That's a feeling that will fuel you when nothing else can. So when you get up tomorrow, don't just think about what you have to do. Think about the opportunity you have been given. Think about the gift of a new day and honor it with your focus. The non-zero day mindset is the heart of a champion. A champion doesn't get discouraged by a setback. A champion doesn't quit when they're tired. A champion just keeps showing up. And the morning routine, it's the daily training ground for that mindset. It's where you practice showing up for yourself. It's where you practice being in control. It's where you practice being a winner. Every single morning, you are training your mind. You are training your body. You are training your spirit for the battles ahead. And when those battles come, you will be ready because you've already won the most important one before the sun has even fully risen. So let's get real for a minute. The world is full of people who talk a big game. They have the dreams, they have the goals, they have the vision boards, but they don't have the discipline to win the morning. They don't have the discipline to get up and do the work when nobody's watching. That's not you. You are a savage. You are a warrior. You are a person who is committed to a life of greatness. And that commitment, it doesn't begin in the middle of the day. It doesn't begin when you're feeling motivated. It begins in the dark, in the quiet, in the stillness, with the first conscious decision of a new day. But let me give you a vision, a picture of what this looks like over time. One single morning of winning. It feels good, yes, but it's just one step, one small deposit. But what happens when you make that deposit day after day after day? You're not just adding, you're multiplying. You're leveraging the compound effect. It's like planting a seed. The first day you plant it and you water it. Nothing happens. The second day you water it again. Still nothing. The third day, the fourth, the fifth, you keep watering and you see no change. But beneath the surface, something is happening. The roots are taking hold. And then one day a tiny sprout emerges and then it starts to grow rapidly and then it blossoms into a magnificent tree. The progress wasn't linear. The result wasn't sudden. It was the accumulation of countless invisible acts of discipline. That's what your morning routine is. It's the silent, consistent watering of your dreams until they can't help but burst through the soil and flourish. And that beautiful, magnificent thing you've been chasing, that vision, that goal, it was always there. You just had to be willing to do the consistent, uncomfortable work to let it grow. You had to be willing to win your morning. And I want you to remember this. There will be days when it is hard. The alarm will go off and you will be exhausted. You will have a million excuses ready to go, all lined up like a perfectly formed argument. The baby was crying all night. You didn't get enough sleep. You have a cold coming on. And I am not telling you to ignore your body. I am not telling you to be a robot, but on those days, on those truly difficult days, your goal is not to have a perfect morning. Your goal is just to have a non-zero morning, to do one thing, to take one step, to drink one glass of water, to stretch for 1 minute, just one small act of defiance against the excuses. Because that one act, that one simple act proves to you that you are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a creator of your destiny. And that's a truth. That's a power that once you unlock it, it will change everything. And so we bring it back to the beginning. The day starts now, not when the clock says it's time to start, but in this very moment, the moment you decide to own your morning, to be deliberate, to be in control. It's a habit that will change your life. It's a habit that will make all your other habits easier. And it's a habit that every single person who has ever achieved anything of significance, every single one of them has mastered. The time for waiting is over. The time for doing is now. And the victory is already within you. You just have to wake up and claim it. I want to dive deeper into the root of this battle Because for some of you, it's not just a battle against laziness. It's a battle against something more sinister, self-doubt. That little voice that says, what's the point? It won't work anyway. You've tried before. That voice is the true enemy. It feeds on the comfort of your warm bed. It convinces you that your dreams are too big, your goals are too far away. But here's the thing about that voice. It's a liar. The morning routine is your direct and undeniable response to that lie. Every time you get up, every time you take that first step, you are screaming back at that voice, you are wrong. This is about building an identity. You don't just do a morning routine. You become the kind of person who gets up and wins the day. You are not a person who is struggling to wake up. You are a person who owns the dawn. That's a powerful shift in your self-concept. It's a fundamental change in how you see yourself. And once you start seeing yourself as a winner, as a person who keeps their promises, as a person of discipline, the rest of your life will fall in line. Your actions will align with your identity. That's when the domino effect truly begins. That's when it becomes not a struggle, but a non-negotiable part of your life. And let's be honest, this isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. There will be days you only get 5 minutes. There will be days you're not feeling it. That's okay. The goal on those days is not to be a hero. The goal is to be non-zero, to do that one thing, to take that one step, to prove to yourself that you are still in the game, that you are still committed, that you are still a person of your word. That one single act of discipline on a day you don't feel like it is more powerful than 100 acts of discipline on a day you do. It's a statement of radical commitment. It's a deposit of unshakable self-trust. I want to give you a challenge, a bonus challenge for the rest of this journey. Every single morning, when you get up and do that one thing, I want you to say this out loud. This is my promise to me, because that's what this is. It's a promise. And the most important promises in your life are the ones you make to yourself. Are you going to be a person who keeps their promises, or are you going to be a person who breaks them? The snooze button isn't just a button, it's a symbol. It's a symbol of a broken promise. It's a symbol of choosing comfort over commitment. And every single morning you have a choice. You can hit that button and break that promise, or you can get up and keep it. And I'm telling you, keeping that promise is an act of love, an act of respect. It's the ultimate form of self-care. It's you telling your future self, I've got your back. I'm going to do the work. I'm going to make this happen for us. So who are you? What are you choosing? Are you the person who lets the world happen to them, or are you the person who makes their world happen? This is not just a decision you make on a conscious level. It's a decision you make with your body, with your feet hitting the floor, with your hand reaching for a glass of water instead of a phone, with your pen hitting the paper, writing down that one thing. You are not just building a life, you are building yourself, and you are building a legacy of discipline, of purpose, of unwavering commitment. And that legacy, it doesn't start at noon. It starts in the quiet, in the dark, in the stillness, with the first conscious decision of your day. So let's get it. Let's make it happen. Let's win the day. Let's win the week. Let's win the month. Let's win our lives. It all begins now. It all begins with that one choice, that first step. And I am telling you that one step, it will change everything. I want to go one layer deeper. Let's talk about the world we live in. We exist in a society that is not designed for us to win. It is a society designed for us to be consumed. Everything from the instant news updates to the infinite scroll of social media is a digital invasion into your mind. It is a constant, relentless attack on your peace, your focus, and your purpose. These platforms are not trying to help you. They are trying to capture your attention and sell it to the highest bidder. And their number one weapon is the morning. They know that if they can get you to reach for that phone, they can own your mental space for the rest of the day. They have already won. They've already sold your focus. Your morning routine is not just a personal habit. It is a radical act of rebellion. It is a declaration of your sovereignty. You are telling the world, my attention is not for sale. My focus is my own. My first hour belongs to me and me alone. This is a battle for your soul. It's you against a multi-billion-dollar industry that has hired the smartest minds in the world to steal your time and your energy. And your only defense is your discipline. Your only defense is your intentionality. Think of your morning as a sacred garden. The world outside is a chaotic jungle full of weeds and noise. But in this garden, you get to plant whatever you want. You get to water the seeds of your purpose. You get to cultivate the fruit of your dreams. Do you want to plant the seeds of growth? Do you want to cultivate focus and clarity? Or do you want to open the door and let the weeds of distraction come in and choke everything out before it even has a chance to grow? The choice is yours. And that choice is made in the first 60 minutes of your day. Your morning is also your personal training session for the rest of your life. An athlete doesn't just show up on game day and expect to win. They train, they practice, they condition their mind and their body. Your morning routine is your daily conditioning. When you choose to get up and do the uncomfortable thing, you are training your mental and emotional muscles for life's battles. You are building a psychological armor of discipline. So when a challenge comes at noon or 3 in the afternoon or late at night, you are already prepared. You've already won the first and most important battle. The rest is just a matter of execution. And what about the person you want to become? The person who is confident, who is focused, who is a master of their craft. That person is not born. That person is built. They are built one non-zero day at a time. They are built one non-zero morning at a time. It's like sculpting a masterpiece. You don't just hit the rock one time and the statue appears. You chip away at it day after day, week after week, month after month. And every single time you choose discipline over comfort, you are chipping away at the person you are today and revealing the champion that has been inside you all along. This isn't about being perfect. Perfection is a myth that keeps you from starting. The non-zero morning is about being consistent. It's about being relentless. The most dangerous lie you can tell yourself is, I'll start tomorrow. That lie is a thief of dreams. It robs you of your potential. It tells you that there's always a better day, a better moment. But there isn't. All you have is the moment you're in, the moment you are in right now. So let me challenge you one more time. Tomorrow morning, when that alarm goes off and that voice in your head tells you to stay in bed, I want you to say this out loud. Not today, not this time. My future self is depending on me. And when you say that, I want you to get up and I want you to take that first step. I want you to win your morning because I am telling you that single choice, that one small act of defiance is the key that will unlock everything you have ever wanted. The time for waiting is over. The time for excuses is over. It's time to get to work. It's time to become the person you were always meant to be. It's time to win your morning. Let's go.